The fuck you mean you ain't got the money yet, motherfucker? Fuck you too. Carter King.
Hey, you busy? Got some work for you. Talking about paying double. Man,
They got a new car, that motherfucking line.
done deal.
You good, man? I know you need to cheat. Hard day, brother on the L train, kill a motherfucker for no reason.
Hey, boss, you got the muscle here. What you want to do?
Baby, put me on the line. Today, I'm going to show you how to make some spaghetti and meatballs. It's a very good Italian dish. Doesn't cost too much money to make. I realize you may not have stacks of cash like this. But for the price of a hamburger at one of these death-dealing joints, you can make spectacular dinner for all your friends. Let me show you how to do it. Now, in order to make good meatballs, very, very important ingredient. In order to make meatballs, you can't do without it, is meat. You gotta have meat. What I have here is some ground beef and some ground lamb. What we're gonna do is we're gonna mix this up with a little bit of seasonings. I have in this mixing bowl some breadcrumbs with some Italian seasoning. I got some oregano, I got some thyme. I got a few other seasonings in there. I'm about to put a little salt and pepper, a little egg. I'm gonna chop up some fresh cilantro and parsley. I want you to know that I had this little bit of Parmesan Reggiano flown in from the old country. You know the old country, that store over there on 165th Street? I had this flown in especially for me to make these meatballs. So now, I'm gonna mix all the ingredients together, and then we're gonna show you how to put the meatballs into the skillet and make them nice and brown so that you can make good Italian meatballs.
Is it done yet? Fuck you mean? Come on. Put him on the phone since you waste my time. Look, motherfucker. Either the cash or your ass. I ain't got time for all this shit. Ain't nobody tell your motherfucking ass to bet on a goddamn short-legged fucking chihuahua in a goddamn dog race. Ain't my motherfucking fault. Kobe fell down and damn near broke his ankle. That ain't my fault. What is gonna be my fault is your ass worth, motherfucker, in about 2 goddamn minutes if you don't come up with that cash. See them 2 big motherfucking niggas? Look, man. Make that nigga midget.
Okay, now that we have our meat mixture and the breadcrumbs, I put a little egg, a little milk, some fresh oregano and parsley, a little bit of salt and pepper, and you mix all that up with the meat. Now I'm gonna have my assistant come in and she's gonna beat the meat until it's nice and firm and ready to go and make balls out of it. Then we're gonna put it in the skillet and fry it up. Okay, Toots, what I want you to do is I want you to stick your hands in here, beat this meat, then I want you to form nice balls out of it.
What size form of balls would you like, Daddy?
You can use me as a reference. Yeah, about that size.
Daddy. I know what size to use.
Now what we have here is a skillet with some olive oil. Very important ingredient in any Italian cooking that you're going to have. There's two indispensable items. You have to have garlic, you have to have olive oil. Otherwise you're not cooking Italian food. It might be very tasty, but it's not Italian. You have to have good virgin olive oil. I have this heating up on a medium-low heat. Just move it around the pan a little bit. And what we're going to do, turn it down just a little bit more. What we have to do is make nice meatballs out of it. She's already had a reference. Now she knows what size balls to make. And we're going to put these in the skillet and fry them up and make them nice and firm and ready to go into the sauce. Okay. Now what we have here is a skillet full of olive oil. Well, just a little bit, a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. You know, when it starts to move around really quickly like this, you know it's ready to go. You take a meatball, you put it in there, you space them out, nice. And let them just cook. And you want to turn them every couple of minutes there. Let them seal in the flavor. All this is just sealing the flavor in. You don't have to overcrowd the pot, but you put as many of them in as you can without them touching. You can even make nice little designs. A happy face or something. Whatever makes you happy. While you're contemplating what to do about the person that owes you a lot of money, you could be making meatballs and figure, I can whack the dude, or I can let him live. What do I really want to do here? What I really want to do is make meatballs. Okay, now that you got your meatballs nice and fried up, you put them over here to the side. Just let them fry up nice and pretty on every side. Nice, medium heat. It's not too high, it's about 4.5. It's not too high. You don't want to cook too fast because you burn everything. All you want to do is to make it nice and brown. You're not trying to cook it just yet because it's going to cook and braise while it's in the sauce. Okay? Now what we're going to do, now that I got all my meatballs out, is we're going to take these chopped up vegetables. All I have here is some onion, some bell pepper, red and green. That's it. Now listen to this. That's what you want to hear. The sizzler. Get everything out of there. You stir that around. Now what you want to do is get a little salt. Put it on there because you want to help it to sweat. So you take a little salt. Sprinkle that over the top. Well, not too much. All you want to do is to let the onions sweat and your bell peppers to sweat. Stir that around. And you don't take the oil that you were frying the meatballs. You keep that oil in there nice and warm. And you stir all that up because if you take all of it out, you're taking all the flavor out. You want to keep the flavor in the pot. When these get nice and pretty and a little brown like they're doing right now, then we're going to add some mushrooms and some celery and green peppers. As a matter of fact, the celery and green peppers I can add now. Excuse me. Let me show you how to do this. Look, you see this? Isn't this pretty? Looks like Christmas time. You stir that around. cook, chop them up if you need to, if it's too big. Let that saute just a little bit. Saute is actually a French word. It means to shake and to flip. We're kind of doing that. Shaking, flipping some oil, I should say. But what we're doing here is we're just stirring it around. This is more like a Chinese stir fry, but it's Italian. In fact, about it, it's mafioso. Okay, now we sweated the onions down and we sweated the bell peppers down. I've added a little bit of mushroom here. You can see some mushrooms. There's a mushroom here, some here, some here. You put that in there. And you take homemade Italian pasta sauce. Now this is homemade. Now I know it looks like I bought this out of a grocery store, and what I did was I bought the jar out of a grocery store, but I dumped what they had out and I poured my own in. And then I sealed it. You listen to that sound, that's, you know it's good and fresh. And you pour that in here. And then you're going to take a little water and you're going to swish all the rest of this out. And then you're going to pour the rest of this in here too. But what we want to do right now is just stir it around a little bit. And mix everything in there nice, liberally. Now, at this particular stage, there's two parts. Depending on which part of Italy you're from. Some people say you pour your wine in before you pour your tomato sauce in. Other people say you pour your tomato sauce, then you pour your wine. I'm from that middle part of Italy where they don't really give a fuck. You just pour it and you eat it. Now, like I said, what you do is you take the same jar and you open it up and you take it over here by your sink and you pour a little water, not too much, not right there. Tighten the lid, shake it up, get the rims off your finger. Delicious. And you just kind of pour that in there. You don't even have to pour all of it, you can just eyeball it and see that it's good. And you take that and you stir it around, get everything in there. But now what we want to do is we want to put our meatballs back in. You don't want to just dump them in there. You want to take your time and get them and put them and place them in their spot. Like this. Okay. Alright, you want to get all that sauce up on there. Because what you're going to do is you're going to let this sit and braise. You're going to cut this heat down to about a low temperature. And you're going to let this braise for about an hour to an hour and a half. Till everything is nice and intermingled. About 1 hour into this process, you can start to boil your big pot of water so that you can make your pasta, your spaghetti that you're going to pour all this over. It doesn't have to be spaghetti. It could be linguine. It could be all kinds of pasta, rigatoni, whatever you like. It's just, to me, spaghetti tastes a little better. So you let that do like this here. And now what we want to do is to take a glass of wine. About a glass here. Not even a full glass. And you just pour that right in there. Alright. Mix it all around until it gets incorporated into everything. And here's the last part before we close off, before we start eating. You take your lid and you cover it, but you don't cover it all the way. You leave a little slit so you can let some of that steam come out of there. Also a little slit here so you can let the steam come out. Otherwise you'll have a nasty puddle of water all at the top of your spaghetti sauce. You don't want that. You want it to cook off a little bit. So you take the temperature and you turn it down to about a 2. You let that just cook for about an hour and a half or so, and you come back and check it, you stir it around and you look at it, You can always smell it. You can taste a little bit of it. And when the meat is nice and cooked all the way through, then you're ready to pour that over some spaghetti and you're ready to eat. And then at that point, you could decide what you're going to do with the sucker that owes you money. If you're going to whack him, if you're going to punish him, if you're going to put him to work cleaning up the kitchen after making some nice spaghetti and meatballs for all your friends. We'll check with you. Okay. Now that we've been boiling this meat sauce for about an hour, 35 minutes or so, you can tell that it's ready to eat because when you press on it, the meatballs is nice and firm. Now you know it's ready to eat. So at this point, what you want to do is you want to boil a big pot of water and you want to make your noodles, your spaghetti. Spaghetti takes 10 minutes at the maximum to cook. If you want to cook it al dente, which means it's still got a little firmness to it, which makes it really good, you cook that for about 8 minutes. Okay? Then you drain the water off and you let it sit for a second and you pour all your meatballs and everything into it. Then you sit down and you eat it. Okay? So, from my house to yours, spaghetti and meatballs. Enjoy.
Crazy in the motherfucker.
See, you don't want to overwork the meat because you don't want the meat to give up its juices too fast. You want to form it nice.
Like, best believe I know how to handle a pair of balls in my hand. Okay?
Can you dig it?
He ain't saying shit. Crazy shit. Behind the scenes, homie, you just witnessed some real shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Let me see this cocaine.
Man!
Yo, he's over there fucking up the line.
He high already.
This ain't even that good Colombia. This been about Nicaraguan type shit.
This is a Nicaragua. This
This that shit that you get for what, 12,000 a key?
Been in California on your motherfucking ass.
This shit you can even make crack out this shit.
Yeah.
That shit we slap holes with, this is not real.
Yeah, don't come
Viewers.
after.
Yeah.
Viewers.
He
This
said we
is
slap
not
holes
real.
with this.
But
Slap holes
But-
with this shit.
if I find out you snitching, that's your ass.
You know what I'm saying?
That's your ass.
Yeah.